Boom, baby. We are live. Welcome back to the Tokyo Crypto Show, episode number 21, featuring yours truly, Jonathan from Modern Life Dating, and the man, the myth, the legend, Charlie from Cultivate Crypto. What a high five vacation we had in South Korea. I hope you guys enjoyed watching our little bro vacation that we went on. We did a couple of live streams of us being homeless in Korea for a while. If you guys watched on Instagram, Charlie tried to catch a squid with his bare hands. That was real fun. And yeah, man.
We just drank a lot. That was fun.
Drank a lot.
Went to the beach.
Sweating out that soju to this point, man. Came back with an ass load of Korean cosmetics as well, or not cosmetics. What do you call it? The facial treatment stuff. So yeah, man, great time. And then also we did already, since we've been back, we have done 2 sessions of the webinars for the body language mastery guys who got in. We had because we're using the new software, we had up to 40 people in last night's webinar session. The webinar will be live again directly after this show. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, 10-15 minutes, take a shower, get ready, and then we're going to fire it up again. Charlie may or may not be joining us. Got to hop on that bike and pedal home and fire up your computer to get in.
Yeah, probably will.
But
this morning we did some chart analysis even for a short amount of time on the show. That was good.
Yep.
Got some people asking questions about Bitcoin. I think one guy, I won't say who he is or exactly where he is. He was like, "How can I get my first Bitcoin? I only have, a couple $100 that I'd be willing to give it a try on, but I want to learn about this stuff." And I Googled where he's at. And he has a Bitcoin ATM in his hometown convenience store.
It's awesome.
Open 24/7.
Yep.
So he can just get a bread wallet, put his cash in there. It doesn't have to know who he is, and he gets his Bitcoin right to his phone in a matter of seconds. It's pretty cool.
Bread wallet is the shit. It is the official, non-official, official sponsor of the Tokyo Crypto Show. As you know, guys, this is not financial advice, but if you were to treat this as financial advice, if that were to have happened, and bought in February when we were saying to buy, as of right now, you would be up about 10,000 US dollars, give or take, up 9,500.
Yeah, basically.
Not a lot of money, but
Well, that's assuming you put in, one whole coin, right?
Right, assuming you made the purchase to buy one full coin.
Which at that time was $3,500, which is cheap.
That is fucking peasant level, dude. That is so cheap, unbelievably cheap. I'm glad that I got to stack my crypto dollars back in 2018 and 2017 and 2016. So it's, for me, I'm just stacking until I get to the until I get to a house. That's my goal. So remember, you guys have to have your goals, and when you're going to get your goals set up, you're gonna join us right here with the man, the myth, the legend. Right there. Oops, where'd he go? You're gonna join us with the Moon Gang. If you guys don't know who this is, the South Korean president, his last name is Moon. So hashtag Moon Gang. All right. This is our boy from South Korea. Join us on the moon as we are right here. This is perfect. Moon hashtag Moon Gang, baby. President Moon is the president of South Korea. We're all joining him on the moon. The price is going nowhere but up. And speaking of which, before we continue, just a quick reminder, okay? Here is my profile on Twitter. It's blown up. My Twitter is now at 1,281. It's doing very good. Thanks to you guys. Be sure to follow me. The tag is at Modern Life John, Jon. And then also be sure to follow Charlie. He has 119 followers. We're trying to get him to 1,000 by the end of the year. So we're 11.9% there. Follow him at Cultivate Crypto. And this is where we are also discussing stuff that we don't actually get time to do on the air, but as these come through us throughout the day, these are our thoughts. You know, mainly crypto is going to be coming from Charlie. This is one of our favorite memes right here. Y'all got any more than $3,000 bitcoins? Boy, oh boy.
If only.
I would fucking kill somebody for a fucking $3,000 Bitcoin. So be sure to follow him on social media. Shoot him a like. Shoot him a DM. His DMs are open if you have questions, and you can visit him at cultivatecrypto.com. If you got into body language mastery, you know, part of the webinars, we did a chart analysis this morning. We talked about breakout action that is look like it's getting ready to occur right now. That being said, Charlie, let's take a look at who's in the chat here, and then we will do some chart analysis. Guys, go ahead and hit that like button, please. We got 16 people, 17 people watching live right now. 3 likes. Please click the like button. Elijah, what's going on? Brenton Wallen, what's going on? He's almost out the atmosphere, boys. Hashtag Moon Gang. That's right. President Moon in the house.
To the moon.
Tony S., what's up? Cody, what's up? Adam, what's up? Nice to actually see your face and see you in the Body Language Mastery webinars as well. Ernie says, 13K Moon Gang. I needed 13K to get back into making profit after my mistake. Yeah, we told you, I gotta careful. Don't trade. Don't overtrade. That being said, Charlie, why don't you take the reins here and take a look at what is going on with the price charts here. Let me pull this up, and then boom, there we are. Go ahead.
Alrighty then. So, well, the funny thing is this price right here of 13,040 is basically the exact same price this morning when we were talking about it in the webinars.
Right.
So what's happened over the course of the last 12 hours since we had the webinar was Bitcoin was around that area, went down a couple hundred, down to 12,800, and then as it kind of popped back up here, which is just showing its strength. One of the things that I mentioned there was this line here making an inverted head and shoulders, meaning since that big drop down, we've basically got a left shoulder, the head, which is the steepest part, and then the right shoulder, and then we have a little bit of a slant here, but broke out of that. And where this line comes from for the target is from its lowest point here up to where that line is. If we were to put that up here, that gives us a guesstimate. So not an exact figure, but a guesstimate of the target, which we should be hitting if this, it's already broken out. So we've already gotten some profit, which means, it could roll over from here, and that would still be an inverted head and shoulders, just not a very strong one. But I suspect we at least retest that 14,000 area, that 13,900. We could get rejected there again, and that would still be, close enough to the target. But this target also says we may have enough strength to push through up to mid 14,000s, maybe 15,000 if we're lucky. And this is a short-term pattern. So that means we can come up here and then kind of roll over and come down. Of course, we could, Bitcoin in the bull market does often exceed our expectations. So if this is our expectation, it could exceed it. And what was our expectation to the downside? Actually, we had expected, some of these support areas. We had one support only from when this part broke out here. One of those supports, because the last big breakout was from 7,600 to 14,000, so basically double. And the support is at different areas. The support and resistance is at those different areas of that breakout, right? So the initial part of the breakout down here at the bottom, the retest down here, and then this breakout here. So we went down under this, which was that 10,500 level, but we didn't even touch this one, which actually I had thought this one would be tested, but it wasn't, which just shows the strength of Bitcoin. It got down pretty close. It got down to about 9,600, whereas that support would have been at about 9,450. And the reason why I think that is one, it's, a very bullish pattern right now. Two, you have these three moving averages. I think people, they don't use moving averages enough. I think a lot of people look at moving averages as almost too simple of a tool. And so, but you'll notice a lot of the times they often get hit almost to the penny. And this one, the bullish formation here is a 200 period moving average on the bottom, 100 in the middle, which is this blue line, and the 50-day or 50 period moving average on the top. Whenever we get a small decline, the 50 period moving average almost always gets violated. But this one usually holds, which is the 100, a really, difficult situation, which could almost turn into a trend reversal as if it tests this 200 period, which it didn't even get close. And now you'll also notice here, so when these were diverging from the last breakout, so before they were not perfectly aligned like they are now, right? And then it broke through that, which made the yellow 50 period go above the 100. And from there, that's really when you saw these prices,
the volatility is fucking through the roof right now.
Yeah, it just goes up. And then here...
Is that an indicator of a bull market?
Yeah,
okay.
It's the number one indicator.
Yeah, this reminds me of 2017, man.
Yeah, exactly. And so it violated that, but it got support very quickly. I mean, this only happened for what, like a day or two? Not that long. And then right now, the thing you'll notice is this 50 period moving average having a very strong push up because of this price increase. And it's actually, if it continues that trajectory, is going to go a lot higher. So the support is going to be, on the short-term basis, going to be coming up here around 12,000. So getting the price back below where this breakout is happening at 12,000 could be a challenge. So I think going down is going to be a larger challenge for Bitcoin in this bull market than going up, because that's a sign of a bull market.
And we're just at good Lord, 3% into the bull market right now.
Yeah. We're at the very, very nascent stage, very, very beginning stage, which is why the smart money is all piling in now. Facebook and Libre coin is a symptom. It is not a cause of this bull market. A lot of people are saying, hey, why? They're trying to make reasons for why this bull market is happening because, well, most of us are not the smart money. We're not the market changers. We're not the whales. We're not the millionaires, right?
Not yet.
Or multi-millionaires. Or multi-billionaires. However how you want to go.
7 years, I'll be a millionaire.
There you go. Maybe sooner.
Yeah.
So, we're not the whales. We're not in the market. I mean, there's some guy on Twitter, he was saying today, a whale today is somebody who has 100 Bitcoin. A whale tomorrow might be somebody who has 10.
Oof, that would be nice.
Yeah. So I'll just show you, it's going to become more and more of a scarce resource.
Right.
So the reason why I mention, Facebook is a symptom, it's not a cause, is because this has, when we started talking about it, Libre coin was not even, it was in its infant stage in Mark Zuckerberg's retarded mind, and they just started making the white paper. It wasn't even public knowledge.
Right.
Then after April, after that big breakout, and maybe I'll just show this on the monthly chart too, because it just makes no sense why people are saying Libre coin is the cause of this bull market. They just want a reason to justify, and usually the news is easier to justify than the technicals. But the technicals really show you how people actually feel, which is fucking bullish as hell. And so what you'll see here is right around April here, right? April 1st, April 2nd, that week, it really broke out. Nobody was talking about Libre coin at this time. Nobody was talking about Libre coin until May,
right?
Which is around here. And Bitcoin by that time had already gone from its $3,100 low up to, $8,800, $9,000. So Libre is a symptom. Zuckerberg, he's a retard, but he's at least smart enough. I mean, he's obviously really smart for a lot of reasons, but he's an evil genius. And he's smart enough to see, hey, we're going to retest these things. He probably talks to people, that he knows who are smarter than him on cryptocurrency. And they said, yes, this is a real thing. He says, okay, I want my chips in this thing, right?
Right.
And, that could have helped support us going above 10,000 for sure, because then you get more retail investors, which means just everyday people,
Right.
which the market calls the dumb money. It's not offensive. We are the dumb money. It's just the way it is, because we're not the market makers. But even that news being quite bullish couldn't break us through this resistance here. So I think we're looking at when you look at the daily, everybody always focuses on short-term charts like this. And when you look at, are we going to hit that 14,000? From here, that looks like a big gap to fill, right?
Right.
Going on this thing, I mean, look at that. It's like nothing.
Right.
And we have a full-bodied candle filling up this gap here. So we can test that, and we can get some chop in between here. But the more times we hit this, we hit it once on a very thin candle. I think we hit it here with a thick weekly candle. If we end the week above 13,000,
right,
that would be very strong. And then kind of chop. We might chop through for another week or something. We might come back down here and test that. It could test the 11,800 or low 12,000s, but I think it'll be hard because of this breakup to come back below 12,000. So we might hit it once, come back, and then hit it a third time. Once we hit it these 1, 2, maybe 3 times, then we start breaking into this area here. And once we go above 14,000, if we take a look at the monthly Bitcoin chart, and this is B&B is just kind of sitting pretty, not doing anything.
Good Lord.
Yep. And this goes back to our original idea of we were in a bull market back when we were talking about this. I mean, this is our original, call,
right,
which is, calling the end of the bear market, and breaking above this area, which is these full body candles. Once we have a full month of price action above this 14,000 area, breaking through this stuff is going to be easy because it's very thin. It's not a long time that was traded.
Yep.
Right. So.
And I stand by it. And this is, when it comes to Tokyo Crypto Show, like Charlie is very, very good at micro analysis. I get a good feeling for what's going to happen on a macro level. And I truly believe, like I said this before and I said it again, I think this year Bitcoin will hit a new all-time high. Yeah. I've been saying it since, I believe it's March, or is it March or April? I've just got a really... things are very symptomatic of 2017, and I'm telling you, we live in Tokyo too, so this is like one of the largest, if not the largest, cryptocurrency hubs in the world.
Yep, America, Korea, Japan, mainly America and Japan.
And I'm telling you, there were trucks driving around the city with Bitcoin advertisements on it, with sexy little J-pop girls, like one of the top Japanese model actresses, talents, Lola.
Yep.
She got signed by another company called DMM, which is like one of the largest advertisement agencies in Japan, and they are all over Bitcoin. And I'm telling you, it's starting up again. I'm starting to feel that buzz in the air, and I just truly, based off of where we are, typically in bull markets, quarter 4, things usually pump pretty hard before the end of the year. Guys, we are we're now just starting quarter 3, right? If I'm correct, are we still in quarter?
Yeah, just starting.
We're just starting quarter 3,
and people take a lot of people who are traders, professional traders, stock, Wall Street type guys. They take a lot of vacation towards the end of July, early part of August. Mm-hmm. So that tends to be a slower period. The price does move, but then they come back, after their summer vacation, start spending again.
Yep, got to make up all that money they blew on fucking Cancun.
Probably.
Or Jeju in our case.
They were getting there.
Oh, Lord, what a vacation. That being said, I do believe that this year we're going to see a new all-time high point. Bitcoin. Some maniacs out there are saying 100,000. I don't think so.
Not this year.
No, well, yeah, no, not this year. Some people are saying this year, 100,000.
I know, I've heard that. It's a little bit out there.
The highest point was just south of 20. I honestly would not be shocked if we hit 25,000, 24, 25.
Yeah. At this point, I mean, this chart, if you talk to people who've been in trading for, anywhere between 20 to 50 years, which is a long fucking time, and they tend to, research history about the stock market, all those things, at least over the last century to 150 years about how finance has worked. Nobody has ever seen an asset this bullish.
I know. And it is, I mean, what can I say? We've been saying it since our fucking face has gone blue. That, this is like, it's hard for you guys to comprehend because you don't have such an in-depth knowledge. Like,
it's hard for a lot of the senior traders to comprehend too.
Well, yeah, and I'm talking, we were in the trenches too in 2017.
Oh, yeah.
We were going to like weekly meetups. We were networking with people. We're literally talking to the creator of Bitcoin Cash, the creator of Ethereum, like face-to-face interrogation.
And CZ from Binance?
CZ from Binance, he's the CEO of Binance. And, having such an in-depth knowledge and understanding where the human consciousness is going because, I know a lot of people don't like him, but a big symptom of what happened is like, Donald Trump getting elected, I believe, has something to do with showing that the old way of doing things is dead. Like the old politically correct, I believe what's on CNN, I believe what's on ABC, I believe what's on CBS. Guys like us are becoming the new like media because we actually are reporting from the ground.
Yeah.
From the ground, like our stories are real.
Yeah, we basically aren't getting paid off, and we don't have I mean, obviously every person has a specific bias, but it's not like a bias towards something that they're getting, specifically paid for.
We're not owned by the Fed,
Exactly.
These people, all the news stations and the governments, they're bought and paid for by these big corporations, these big financial institutes that want to control you. But what's happening is the information economy has blown up since the internet, and you cannot suppress the truth. And more people are realizing, hey, Bitcoin is a currency. Like, I flew to Korea with, more than $10,000 in my pocket with my Bitcoin on my bread wallet.
Yeah.
And that theoretically, I'm supposed to fill out that customs thing. I was like, nope, got no assets on me.
Well, it's not technically on you; it's on the blockchain.
Yeah, exactly. File your taxes on all your capital gains too. But the world is changing. Okay, and the old way of things are dying. You're just witnessing it. If you're watching the show, I mean, there's a reason why, this show has lower viewership than all the other shows. The average guy, the average normie guy, and God bless every single one of you guys that are watching me, but the average normie guy is just like, oh, I just want to fuck, bro. I just want to get some fucking pussy, bro. But like,
hey, yeah, why not?
You guys that are watching here now, you guys are the ones that are smarter because you're actually paying attention to something that is a serious asset class.
Well, it's the first time in human history that we've had a change this big happen this quickly.
Yes. And again, take a look at the yearly lows for Bitcoin and tell me which way they're going. And I mean, if this hasn't turned your head now, I mean, I don't know what else is, because like I said, if you can learn this stuff and have a competency, I mean, I was talking to some people in the YouTube space who are very successful men in the real world, and I just was speaking to community members of his community about Bitcoin, and the average guy was just pretty misinformed. And if you could confidently speak about cryptocurrency, what is going on with it, where you can see the direction of it going, and explain how it works to a simpleton, because most people have no idea. That alone is a skill set that literally, I would say, less than 5% people have.
Less than 1%.
Less than 1% of people have.
There are some fuckers that are going on. They're getting paid hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to go and speak because they're like, developer, Joe Schmo, whatever. They have some sort of technical background. And so they get on stage. There's like Twitter and YouTube videos of all this stuff. Every once in a while, there's a really, really bad one. So this guy, these people, they have an actual background in technology, but they don't actually understand how to, what blockchains are or what cryptocurrency is, and then somebody says, well, what is blockchain? What is cryptocurrency? What's the difference? And they go, they say some regurgitated keywords,
Yes.
buzzwords, and then Twitter just says, "Ha, you're a fucking idiot." But sometimes, a lot of the times, their audience doesn't even know it because they're just said, "Oh, this person's an authority. I should listen to them because they're getting paid to be on this stage."
Right.
When obviously they're not. So that happens quite a lot, actually. So that just shows you how low of a level people actually know about this, even smart people.
Yep. So let's go back to the chat here, and then we're going to continue talking about. And guys, do remember, listen, this is a call-in show. We do not want to be monologuing here. So the call-in number is live, and it is ready to roll. 657-383-1318. If you have a question about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, etc., call in and let us know. We got 20 people watching live right now. 10 likes. Guys, please smash that like button. 1 like equals 1 moon gang. Please, please, and thank you. Let's go back to the chat. Santiago Ponce Corcoran says, yo, what's up, Santiago? Count Yoli, what's up? Irish Bateman, what up, dude? He says, hashtag big dick crypto energy. You got it, baby. In your opinion, lads, besides dollar cost averaging, what is the next buying opportunity? I was thinking sub 11K, but I know fuck all.
Well, anything below 14K at this point, to be honest, is the best buy.
Yeah.
Because every time you buy this thing new, especially when it's your first time, you're going to have a couple of weeks at least where the price probably is hovering right around where you bought it or maybe a bit below. And the thing to remember is when Bitcoin's above $10,000, the volatility is going to be, hundreds of dollars or maybe $1,000, $1,000 or $2,000 in a day or two.
Right.
So just be mentally prepared for that and say, hey, I'm going to buy this and I'm not going to touch this for 1 year. It's money I'm not going to touch. It's a savings account.
Yes.
Just throw it in there. Don't, pay attention to the volatility, but don't do any action related to it. And within probably a month, you'll be in profit at this point with the way the market's going. Worst case scenario, you have to wait 6 months and then you're in profit. Once you have profit, then you can start trading. But the better, of course, under 10K would be great. But as we saw with the last pullback, that happened for literally less than a day.
I honestly, I would be, I will be buying if there is sub 10K Bitcoin. I will be buying.
Anything under 12K right now, it's gonna take a while to get back down to that point, I think, if it does.
But you have to be conscious about your behavior as well, because you can get that Bitcoin bull mania, that mania when you just can't even think straight and you're fucking taking out a second mortgage on your house to buy Bitcoin and stuff like.
Never spend money you don't have on it. That's for damn sure.
Definitely don't spend money you're not afraid of losing.
That too.
That's a huge factor right there. Theoretically speaking, again, the yearly low points of the charts speak for themselves. I mean, every year, the lowest possible point for Bitcoin keeps getting higher. Now, it may seem too easy, it may seem too good to be true. Just take if you don't want to believe us, just wait 2 years and see if that pattern continues. I mean, don't wait too long. But
right now, we actually still have the opportunity to buy it and hold it.
Yeah, in OneCoin increments.
Even in OneCoin increments.
Right.
And my platform, I always tell people, the reason why I chose the word cultivate crypto is because there are multiple ways to get it. The first way is to mine it, which now that is an industrial scale. It's very difficult for most people, not profitable.
Extremely difficult, yeah.
Then second, just buy it and hold it. Don't trade it. Usually that works best for most people, but they can't handle the volatility in most cases. So, they see it go down by $100, $200, and they freak out, they sell it. Don't do that. So you have to have a lot of patience in that way. If you trade it, you have to know what you're doing. You have to understand the asset that you're dealing with. But the volatility here is, Wall Street's dream. That's why we get a lot of these big bank people wanting to get in, but secretively.
Right.
Because they see, holy shit, this is doing way better than the stock market. It's doing better than any other asset in the last 10 years.
Right.
So they want to get on that. So trading right now is the best way to do it, but it's also one of the higher risk ways to do it if you don't know what you're doing. And then the last way, basically, once Bitcoin goes above 50 to 100,000, the only other way people are going to get it then, because it'll feel too expensive for them, is to earn it.
Right.
And so you can even start doing that now. There's freelance stuff you can do online. Whatever skill you have, if you can leverage it either face-to-face with somebody who is into Bitcoin that was willing to pay you in it, or over the internet, there are ways to still earn it now. And that will be, like any other asset or currency, something of value to know how to do in the future.
And I say personally, every man who has a little bit of an entrepreneurial side to him, I would say that every man should, it would be in your best interest rather than not to own one Bitcoin on some sort of device that is yours, that you can hold, like, Bread Wallet, a Trezor, whatever. It would be in your best interest as a man to have at least one Bitcoin to your name. You won't regret it, in my opinion.
Yeah, my last show is on the 4th of July. And, I'm not the most eloquent, I make good points and stuff, but sometimes, you don't have a whole Obama speech prepared, not all smooth and all that. But basically, Bitcoin is self-sovereignty. It is financial freedom. It's a big FU to big government. So if if you're all for freedom, fucking get some.
Let's see. I'm going to read what's going on with the chat real quick, and then we're going to get going. Nova Roma, thank you for the $3.99 super chat, sir. Scruffy Turd, what up? Ivor, what up? Brenton Wallen says, read Bitcoin Billionaires this weekend. Fuck Zuck. Winston Wolf in the house says, Gentle Cheese, and Sochu Guzlas. What's up? Sochu is Japanese. Soju with the Ju. It's Korean. It's
the same thing, just different pronunciation.
Yeah. Soju is so cheap. It's like 80 cents more expensive than a bottle of water. It is. I'm still sweating that shit out. Spencer X says, I will never pay taxes for crypto. Fuck the system.
I love this guy.
I love this guy too. What do you guys think about the Bitfinex and Tether lawsuits in the state of New York? If the CFTC or the SEC rated Bitfinex, we would be screwed. We would not be screwed.
Well,
if you have your funds on Bitfinex, which you shouldn't, I don't trust Bitfinex. I don't trust them motherfuckers for 1 second.
I opened a Bitfinex account just to buy some EOS when it first came out, and it was like just about $1 or less.
Yep. And
then I rode that up to it. It was about $150, and then I sold it because I felt so uncomfortable holding it on Bitfinex because they had so many hacks and different things.
I remember our Italian pal worked for Bitfinex, and he told us what was going on the inside. He was like, you guys should get all your money off of Bitfinex. We're like, all right, sounds good to us.
Yeah, it's not the most trustable platform in terms of a lot of things.
Nova Roma says 401k is a scam. Bitcoin is where it's at. I can agree with that. Roberto Flores, body language mastery guy, says, those are you polymath people, know enough about 2 to 3 subjects, but bank on them.
Not 100% sure what he means, but I'm guessing in order to understand Bitcoin, you actually do have to know like 2 or 3 or 4 different subjects, right? Like you have to know about finance, you have to know about
human psychology,
computer science, cryptography. So I'm not sure if that's what he's getting at, but it's my best guess.
Good stuff. So, guys, we're going to talk a little bit today. Let me see. Winston Wolf is Binance, because the code for Binance Coin is BNB, bro, not BNC. Is Binance Coin still on track to 100? Still a good investment, or all hands on BTC?
So you can field what you think on it, and I'll field what I think on it. It'll probably be very similar.
Well, here's the thing, okay? Here's my philosophy on Binance Coin. When you buy Binance Coin, there's 2 things that I believe, and this is just my macro look at it all, okay? You know who made the most money during the gold rush? It was the guys selling the jeans that the gold miners were putting on to head to California and dig and find the gold. That's where a lot of the fucking money was made. It was not made in finding gold. It was in selling the equipment to look and find the gold, right? That being said, cryptocurrency is not going anywhere. Binance is the middleman to acquire cryptocurrency. So when you buy Binance coin, it's like betting on the house in Vegas to win.
Yeah.
And every quarter, Binance, they do something called a coin burn, all right? So however many coins they have available in their supply, they destroy a portion of them, okay? So if you had 5 iPhones, right, on the planet, and you smash one of those things to pieces, you only got 4 iPhones left. Did the value of those iPhones go up or did they go down? Of course they went up because scarcity sells, all right? And this also helps control the inflation. After every one of these coin burns, I don't know if you noticed, but usually the price does make a little bit of a jump. And it's not immediately, but the price does jump. So you're betting on the house. And that is just, for me, common sense investment. Because cryptocurrency is not going anywhere. Cryptocurrency is 100% here to stay. Binance is out in Malta, too. So they got a big motherfucking middle finger. U.S. government can't come for them. Nobody can come for them.
Well, and also they're based in Malta, but they can also move out of there if they ever needed to.
Right.
Because they have a couple offices around the world, but CZ doesn't actually operate out of any one particular one. He travels a lot, and a lot of the people that they hire work from home or work from remote access locations. So it would be very hard to shut them down.
And I've loved Binance Coin since day one, since I found out about the coin burn. For me, betting on the house plus the coin burn, I mean, how can you lose? That's a huge thing. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. What I would say is, okay, when you look at all cryptocurrencies, which one are you going to bet on? Obviously, you want to put more chips, more weight on Bitcoin just because it's fucking Bitcoin. It runs the market. It is the best.
Fucking market.
Yeah, it is the market, and it's also been tried. It's been tried a lot, right? People have tried to destroy it more than anything else. So it's been tested more than anything else on the market, and it's proven why it is the king. So people who are looking for the next Bitcoin, they're searching for, what's that? The Holy Grail. It doesn't exist, or either that, or it's just very, very hard to find. It would be, very, very difficult to come across. So I think, you put 80% of what you're going to put into crypto, especially at the beginning of a bull market, into Bitcoin, because that's what's pulling everything up. If you're going to get into altcoins, Binance Coin is the best right now. Right. And the price is super strong. It's been stable above $30 here for quite a long time.
Right.
So it's doing very well, and it will get to that 100 mark, no doubt. But I would put, maximum like 5 total coins, like have Bitcoin and then maybe 3 or 4 other coins if you want to get into altcoins.
Right.
And maybe have more weight towards Binance Coin. So something like that. But Bitcoin is the one you want mostly.
Ricky says Libra is a pretty solid bet. Facebook would actually use its own tech and innovate in the world of blockchain. We'll cover that one later, Ricky. Roberto says, yeah, that's what I meant. They just know enough, and they don't have to be the experts. Yeah, okay. Talking about crypto analysts. Spencer has an interesting comment here, which I don't agree with. He says BNB will not gain money until Binance opens up their U.S. trading exchange equivalent. As we know, since Binance allowed margin trading, the U.S. has banned them, I think on September 3rd, to no longer trade on Binance.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of things that are wrong with that. First, Binance basically, he says, as we know, since Binance allowed margin trading, the U.S. banned them. So no, the U.S. did not ban them. They banned themselves. So they basically said, we don't want U.S. IP addresses to be able to access our website because we don't want to get in trouble.
Yep.
They were front running it.
Yep.
The United States did not actually contact Binance and say, hey, you guys got to stop this. They front ran it, and then they put margin trading after that, and then they are going to put the U.S. exchange after that.
Binance friend zoned the United States.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. and then, what happened to the price on that day?
Yeah.
It moved down like $2 and then came back up.
Yep.
So it's all good.
Yep.
And yeah, the U.S. was about 15% of their revenue.
Yes. Yes.
So that is, a decent hit, but it only affected the actual price of the coin by a couple of bucks. So
yeah.
I don't see it as I think whatever has happened is already gone. Once the Binance US does open up, it may inflate the price. That's true. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to keep it down.
No, there's certain things that cannot keep it down. China banned Bitcoin, price took a dump for a little bit, and here we are at a cool 13,000.
Yeah.
Ni hao, motherfuckers.
Well, whenever you're scared, of something, you want to try to tear it down.
Yeah.
And whenever you feel threatened by it, so it does work for short-term shit, but it comes back.
So let's jump into our topic today. And thank you, Spencer. Spencer, by no means are we trying to make you feel bad or demean you.
No,
we just want to give you critical feedback. We don't want to just be yes men. Guys, by the way, 26 people watching right now, 13 likes. Here is where we are actually commanding you. Hit the fucking like button, for Christ's sake. 1 like and 1 Bitcoin will automatically be deposited into your wallet, wherever it is.
Through the ether.
It'll go to your Libra account. Zuckerberg told us. So, okay, we're going to talk about Libra and Bitcoin, okay? And I personally think that Libra is absolute fucking garbage. Anybody with a brain cell can know that any company based in Southern California that is a tech company cannot be trusted with your best interest in mind, okay?
Well, and Google had that phrase, right? Don't be evil, and then after 10 years, they removed it.
Yeah, because they are fucking evil. They're probably listening in our conversation right now. There's going to be some fucking samurais going to kill us outside. But, I don't trust any of those companies that are in Southern California. I don't trust Apple. I ever since Steve Jobs died, if you have any idea about tech and the quality of technology, the Apple products have been taking a nosedive since Steve Jobs has died. Apple has become more of a luxury item, and they don't really care about their customers. I mean, they charge you $200 to upgrade 8 gigabytes of fucking RAM, which costs you like $50 that you can literally plug and play on your own.
Yep.
With one YouTube guide, and they charge $200. They are soldering in the RAM, so you can no longer update your Macintosh computers on your own. So, Roberto Flores says, I work for them. Shush. They definitely listen. Yeah, they own YouTube. Yeah.
Hey, they pay well.
Facebook I don't trust. Google I don't trust. Apple I don't trust. Twitter definitely don't trust. YouTube, YouTube has been shown that their trending tab is all been, basically mainstream media stuff. NBC, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, all these guys who are not funny. And but they're big corporate entities who just like, oh, fuck Trump, oh yay.
Well, you can see how their tune changes when they go from their platforms where they got famous to the platforms where they have to bow down to a corporate boss.
Right.
Big changes.
So with Facebook controlling this cryptocurrency, let's just jump right into it. Charlie has made a huge list of what the pros and cons of Bitcoin versus Libra are, and we're going to talk a little bit about that right now.
Yeah. So the first thing
Give me a second. I got to grab something to drink.
Oh, yeah. Why not? I'll just mention something about a comment before.
Yeah. Go for it.
So the first thing I want to say is because Jonathan was mentioning for Spence RX. I'm just gonna adjust this chair. We're not attacking you guys when you put something in the chat that's maybe has some facts that are a little bit different, because whenever you hear stuff, it's like, okay, I feel this way about stuff, but then what are the actual facts and how do you sort through that? Because all of it comes through at different or similar times, so it is hard to sift through all that if you aren't paying attention closely. So the one thing I wanted to mention is, Ricky Aurora had mentioned Libre is a pretty solid bet. Facebook would actually use its own tech and innovate in the world of blockchain. So I don't think that statement is completely wrong, but also I don't think it is completely right. The reason why I say that is, first, as a cryptocurrency, it would not be a solid bet, and we'll get into that once Jonathan gets back here. And then it says Facebook would actually use its own tech. Of course it would. And they have huge reach. So that's, those two parts of that statement, has something that's really good and then something that is a little bit different there. So, yeah, they have a lot of pull. They have billions of people using Facebook worldwide. So, yeah, the reach is there. And he says innovate in the world of blockchain. That part I would disagree with, because there may be parts of it that it might try to innovate, but not in terms of cryptocurrency. Maybe in terms of blockchain, but blockchain and cryptocurrency are really hard to separate because, Bitcoin is the first blockchain. So anyways, that's splitting hairs. But it is important because when you go in deep into these types of things, you have to kind of look at where facts can get fudged. Because if you read a lot of things from Forbes, basically a lot of Forbes articles are opinion pieces. They are not actually news articles about Bitcoin, Libra, cryptocurrency. So they don't actually have a lot of sources and details there. So when you read a lot of these things in the news, you have to be really careful. And it's really hard for most people to really get good news on cryptocurrency because there's just not that many good news sources that actually understand both what they're talking about, but then two, give you factual information that's not tilted to a certain angle. So that's kind of hard. But let's see. Spence RX says 10 million to run a node for Libra, MasterCard and Visa want to run them all. Dinosaur tech trying to stay relevant. So yeah, that's exactly right. And so, Jonathan, where are you at? I'm going to go through all these points and say what is a blockchain and what is a cryptocurrency, first of all, because that's the first thing in order to understand what the limitations are of companies that try to control a cryptocurrency. So the man who in the crypto world probably has the best way to describe cryptocurrency is a man named Andreas Antonopoulos. Just put his name into Google, just write Andreas and then Anton, and he'll come up. He's a genius, and he's really well spoken about cryptocurrency. But he basically gives the 5 principles for what is a blockchain and cryptocurrency that is open. So there are 2 types of blockchains. One is an open blockchain, which is like the internet, and then there's 2, a closed blockchain, which is like the intranet. So a lot of people have not heard of the word intranet because it's basically gone, like Spence said, the way of the dinosaur. Nobody wants to use an intranet, which is a closed network where you have a few players using it and a few players controlling it. So like he says, you have MasterCard and Visa wanting to run it. It's just a very limited group of people trying to control this thing. So that's one thing. But anyways, let me just go down the points of what Andreas mentions for the difference between that intranet, which is the difference between a open blockchain and a closed blockchain. So an open blockchain or normal cryptocurrency is defined as one, it has to be open / decentralized. So when Jonathan comes back, I'll mention a little bit more about what decentralization means, but open basically means anyone can join the network, anybody can use the network. So with Bitcoin, if you're Kim Jong-il, well, he's dead. If you're Kim Jong-un, or if you're Trump, or if you're me, you, whoever, anybody can buy, hold, use Bitcoin. It won't censor anyone's particular transactions, okay? So that's the first point. And you want to explain a little bit more about decentralization?
So when you talk about decentralization, basically it means that the system is automated, right? Decentralization just basically means that there are no outside forces of human nature that will be making choices to benefit certain parties, which happens all the time. I mean, that's happens with corrupt politicians, that happens with corrupt pieces of shit named Jamie Dimon from Chase Bank. You fucking asshole, Jamie Dimon. Suck a dick and die. I hate you. Um, you know, but with Bitcoin and the Bitcoin blockchain, it is completely automated. Okay? It's completely automated. There is no outside human interference that can manipulate it in regard. The only way Bitcoin can be manipulated is through large amounts of money being put into it.
Which requires 51% of the network to be attacked. So somebody would have to control over 51% of the entire network, which now Bitcoin is more strong than the biggest supercomputer in the world.
Right.
So it would be way too expensive to even do so.
Right.
It's impossible, basically, how far it's gone now.
So it has to. When we say it is decentralized, it means that it basically it's automated. Okay, it is emotionless. It is like an algorithm. It is an algorithm.
And there's also no single point of failure. So if you take one of the computers or nodes that's running this network off, so let's say, for example, you bombed Facebook's data center, or a couple of their data centers. What would happen? Probably a lot of shit would happen, right? And we're not advocating any of that kind of stuff, obviously. It's
definitely don't bomb anybody on our behalf. We're not the United States government.
Just giving you an example. Whereas Bitcoin, there is no place that you can go and say, hey, this is where I cut off the Bitcoin network, because it is so spread out. So part of that decentralization and automation.
Right.
So that's probably the best explanation that we can do of that. So that no single point of failure is one thing that Bitcoin has that Libre coin absolutely does not. You can cut off, the company, whereas you can't. Nobody owns Bitcoin. Nobody's,
Right.
It's an entire group of people who are doing it that, even if they were to know each other, they'd probably disagree with each other about a lot of things.
Right.
But a lot of people don't even know who they're interacting with a lot of the time through the network.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. And a big thing about decentralization is this. Again, everybody knows that, right? Anybody who has a pulse on what's going on with the internet right now is that all big tech is working very hard to censor people. And the quickest way to shut somebody up is to go after their family or to go after their money.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when you put your money into LibreCoin, Facebook can just decide, hey, looks like you clicked like on Donald Trump's page, and they're in California, they hate Donald Trump, so we're gonna freeze all your accounts due to you breaking our community guidelines or whatever. That is not something anybody with a brain should be investing in at all. You should never be handing over leverage to anybody in your life. That's why I don't advocate it getting married in the United States, because you're handing over leverage to your spouse to at any point say, hey, I want to divorce you and have you make lifetime payments to me.
Eesh.
Or you're gonna go to jail.
Fucking sucks.
Fuck that shit. I mean, that is a bad deal.
Yep.
And that's the same thing with Facebook's LibreCoin. They are a centralized organization. I mean, there are banks in New York. I believe it is Chase Bank. That guy Gavin McInnes made his group called like the Proud Boys, who are basically a bunch of guys that are like proud to be American. They're pro Republican and pro like traditional values.
Gotcha.
Chase Bank found out about some of these guys being in this Proud Boys organization, and they closed their bank accounts. And that is fucked up.
Well, you know what this kind of reminds me of, and this also happened during the Bush era. I mean, it happens when different politicians try to stretch their power too far. Is just the fact of trying to have that much control over the population just reminds me of a certain guy from World War II who we don't look upon too fondly.
Yeah.
It's just dictatorship.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's ridiculous. We live in a free society. We should be able to transact as a free society.
Yes. And that is what Bitcoin is. That is why Bitcoin is gaining popularity. Because if you sat down any rational person and explained to them what Bitcoin is, 9 times out of 10, after I explain to somebody what Bitcoin is and where the future is, every time the second question is, so how do I buy Bitcoin?
Yep.
Everybody, we're making believers out of people. And again, like I said, that's why we started our show at a time where it was technically not cool to buy Bitcoin. Right now, it's hot shit. Charlie's getting consultation requests out the fucking ass. People are asking me in the middle of the body language course, like, hey, can we ask Charlie some Bitcoin questions?
Yeah, it's good stuff.
And right now, it's hot because we knew that this thing was going to blow up. And I'm telling you guys, come 2020, when the halvening happens in May 2020, good Lord, I don't know what we're going to see, but we're going to see some shit.
Yeah, I think leading up to that, probably the end of this year, we'll start to see some good stuff. I mean, we already are, right?
Yeah.
We're not even halfway through the year.
Yep.
And so this is just the beginning. And then early next year, we see another jump up after the halvening. In the next summer, we'll see a good jump up. I mean, we're just going to keep seeing these lunges upward.
Yep.
And we're going to have corrections, and they're going to be $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 down.
Right.
But that's going to be compared to how much it goes up, nothing.
Yep.
So it'll go up 10,000, down 2,000. Oh my God, it's crashing, going back down to zero.
Yep.
But the higher these numbers go, the more people are going to freak out for a lot of different reasons because, I don't know, that's just the way normies norm.
Yep.
But
I'm just going to read the chat here real quick.
Oh, gotcha,
Ricky
yeah.
says Facebook does contribute to OSS and innovates pretty hard in tech. I agree with that. They are innovating. They have tons of money, so they better do something with it. Spencer says investing in Libra is longing the banks, and if you got a brain, you need to be shorting the banks.
Oh, of course.
You need to be shorting those banks.
Well,
with
so
the
many of
quickness.
those guys should have gone to fucking prison after what happened during the Lehman shock.
Right.
And in the only country to actually, punish the banking industry, I believe, was Iceland. They actually put a lot of those fuckers in jail.
Yep.
So good on Iceland, but majority of the countries, the money and the war and the politics are all interlinked. So the United States clearly didn't have an interest to do so. So society has to choose. This is one of these things where it goes back to our fundamental roots as Americans and as human beings for our want for freedom.
Yes.
You have to have that mindset of the colonial American in order to, take advantage of Bitcoin. Whereas the people who still want to stick with the royal garb, with the old school.
Fucking redcoats.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Fuck that.
So
I got my musket ready.
exactly. But so that's just the first point. So open and decentralized.
Right.
Anybody can use it. No central point of failure.
Right.
Bitcoin has it. Libra definitely does not. Second point. This is much shorter. It's just neutral. So this means it's non-political. It's also open to all.
Right.
So like I said before, you can give Kim Jong-un, donation Bitcoin if you have his address.
Yep.
You may not even know what it is. Anyways, anybody can use it, good or bad. Doesn't matter. Bitcoin doesn't care who you are or what you believe. Whereas, what do you think about Facebook?
Yeah, I mean, Facebook, literally, it's just disgusting. I mean, I don't use Facebook. The only reason I use Facebook is for the body language mastery group. But other than that, I literally just shit post about Donald Trump. About like how he's going to become president again, just to piss off all my friends back home. That's all I do. That's all I use Facebook for. That and to keep in touch with family members. Like shoot my family members. Hey, how are you? I love you.
Right.
Hope you're doing okay. But other than that, no. I mean, Facebook. They first of all, Facebook tracks everything you do. Okay, even if you're logged into Facebook, guys, just so you know, if you are logged into Facebook right now, they know you're watching this show. They know every single website you go to. They know every single thing you click. As long as you are logged into Facebook on any of your devices, they do track you. They track you 100%, and that is why Facebook ads work so efficiently, because they have an insane amount of data on you. So
And one internet best practice, just to kind of try to avoid some of that, is just using a VPN.
right, but as long as you're still logged in, it doesn't matter.
Oh, for sure, because you have to tell them who you are. I mean,
No. If you're just logged into Facebook, like right now, I'm logged into Facebook.
yeah.
So they know everything. They know all my tabs. They know.
Oh, other stuff that you're doing.
They know everything. Like you search.
I thought you meant your location.
They know your location too.
Well, that's
yeah.
what I mean. If you use a VPN, you can say, "Hey, I'm in the UK."
Oh yeah.
Basically. But that's all you can really skirt them on. They're still going to get you on ads, but they get you on UK ads instead of Japanese ones.
So all you guys looking at hentai and shit, you've logged into Facebook. They know. They know. So be careful. I don't trust Facebook at all, but I don't look at dirty shit, so I'm good.
So yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to read what Spencer said. He says that, are you guys trying to beat the market or just holding? And no, I don't try to beat the market. I lost a lot of money trying to beat the market.
Yeah, it's hard to beat the market. But I mean, you can try in small increments, but it shouldn't be the majority. You shouldn't trade, all of your funds. If you want to try to beat the market, what I recommend is you make profits first. So let's say you got in when Bitcoin was $6,000. Now it's 14,000, or now it's 13,000. So you've basically doubled your money. You can then decide to use whatever portion of that profit, which is in dollars, not in Bitcoin, to trade with, right? Because then you can do it a lot more. You can be a little bit more risky. But if you're not in profit, just hold until you get in profit.
Yes. Good Lord, that is lovely.
So yeah, there's only 3 more points.
Yes.
But basically, so the first one is open decentralized. Second one is neutral, political, and otherwise. The next one is also very simple, borderless, meaning it's global. You can send it anywhere in the world. Whereas with Libra, Facebook coin, clearly you cannot send it anywhere in the world. Basically, it is a bank or PayPal or it's a mixture between a bank and PayPal. So PayPal only operates in about 20 to 30 countries. And there's over 194 countries in this world.
Right.
So Libra coin, if it even gets as far as PayPal on the internet, is going to not be able to, service the majority of the world. So It's not open or it's not borderless.
Right.
So that's simple.
All you really need is a mobile phone and an internet connection to get up some Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But with Facebook, you need an account. You need to put in all your data. Some countries, you need to submit IDs. There's so many loopholes. And the higher the barrier of entry is for something that you want adoption for, that's just something that is not good. People want to take the easy route. People want the quick and easy solution.
Yeah.
Download Bread Wallet. You could buy it straight through Bread Wallet, or I hear that. It blows my mind that in the United States, you have to wait to get your Bitcoin when you buy it on Coinbase.
Eesh.
I had no idea. That is criminality. Fucking Brian Armstrong. Shame on you.
They probably don't have enough liquidity. They might not have enough assets to give everybody who wants that much Bitcoin. So they might, sometimes what these exchanges do, they do have a lot.
Yeah.
But they might sell more than what they actually have. Which is what a bank does.
I don't doubt that for 1 second.
Yeah.
Brenton Wallen says this: how much do you guys hold in one wallet? Like, would you guys keep 10 Bitcoin in one wallet or 1 Bitcoin on 10 wallets? I'm retarded, so I would not distribute my Bitcoin in multiple things because, I lose sunglasses, I lose everything. So I have Bitcoin on, where do I have it? I have some on an online exchange, and I have another cryptocurrency on a USB, and I have a file of that key backed up on my old laptop So that's not a lot. That's just like it's like a 300 and something shares of one coin, and then yeah, that's it. So I have one on a computer, one on my bread wallet, and I have some that when I see very like plain as day opportunities to sell and make some profits with trading, I have that on Binance.
And that's enough. I
Yeah.
mean, that's more than 3 places, right?
Right.
So if one of those goes down, do you lose everything that you have? No.
No.
So,
No.
and that's, like you said, somebody who, doesn't really want to deal with a lot of things still, has it in a couple places. If you have it all in one place, I think as long as you have your mnemonic seed backup,
Right.
which is that, I think it's 12-word passphrase. If
Right.
you have that in multiple places, even if the device that you have it on or the online exchange or desktop wallet you have it on gets destroyed or corrupted somehow, you can go anywhere else in the world and still access your Bitcoin off of the blockchain as long as you have that private mnemonic seed password.
Right. Right.
So that's the most important thing if you're actually holding it on a thing like Bread Wallet where you actually own the cryptocurrency itself.
Right.
So just keep that as close to your vest as possible.
And then Elijah says, looks like you have to wait 17 days to
Yeesh.
get your Bitcoin off of Coinbase. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Good fucking Lord. Yeah, man. Yeah, I gotta say, as much as I hate Bitflower, those cocksuckers give that shit immediately.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
they're quick on it.
that ain't bad at all. Yeah, let's continue. So
Only 2 more points.
Two more points.
Basically, we mentioned that it's open and decentralized, so anyone can use it. It's no single point of failure. It's neutral. Doesn't care about politics. It is borderless. You can send it anywhere. And the next one, Bitcoin is also, and all cryptocurrencies are censorship resistant.
Yes.
Which means this is also, they all tie in together, of course. This is, part of the ecosystem. But yeah, it's censorship resistant. So if somebody tries to stop your transaction, it's censorship resistant, meaning that somebody could try and they might slow you down.
Yeah.
But they really can't stop you.
Right.
So Bitcoin has a lot of features you can use it privately if you want to, but a lot of the times you're using it somewhat publicly if people have bits of information that connect you to that coin. So there are some things that people try to do to stop it. But a very good example is Edward Snowden, when he was in Hong Kong and leaking the information from the NSA to reporters. He transacted and paid a lot of people actually in Bitcoin. And there's a conference in San Francisco just at the end of June where he was speaking remotely. And he had mentioned how he paid things in Bitcoin. And he actually advocates not telling people that you own Bitcoin just because he's extremely, paranoid about, privacy and that stuff, which I think is a smart thing, but it's a little bit, far. I think it's fine to tell people you have it, but at this stage, maybe 10 years ago, or not 10 years ago, probably 9 years ago, it would have been even more risky to say you had Bitcoin, which is, he was using it in 2013, I believe.
Yeah. And that was recently, right? That was in California, that convention he was speaking
at the end
at?
of last month.
Adam was speaking there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he spoke.
Awesome.
The president of Bread Wallet, Adam, was speaking there. And they actually got listed, I believe it was in Forbes. I forget which, but they're the top 50 companies.
Cool.
For diversity. So no, he's rocking it. He's rocking.
Nice.
He's doing a good job. Britton has a really good question here, and he says, "Okay, so if I break my Trezor, those seeds are a backup to 20 words."
Yes.
Yes.
So there's a wallet where I actually met the guy who made this thing. He's a bit of a knucklehead, but I haven't actually used the product, so I don't really know about it. I think it was called Bill Fodl or something like that. It is a stainless steel thing that keeps that for you, and it's fireproof and all sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a bunch of ways that you can keep that thing safe.
Mm-hmm. Cody says, off topic, but I recently bought a plate carrier body armor for reasons. So you fucking, Jesus Christ, get ready to move into the mountains of Colorado here. And I had the option to pay in crypto. Thought it was pretty cool to see it adopted to more mainstream things. It's going to be happening more and more. Guys, if you take a trip out to China, okay, there is something called WePay through their their main chat program in China is called WeChat, and a lot of places don't even accept cash. Like you just take your phone. There's a QR code on the wall of the shop. You show the lady what you want. She's like, okay, it's $10. You just take your phone. You scan the QR code. Instantaneously, she has the money. Now you own the product and you just walk out. You can do that with cryptocurrency too. The QR codes are built into Bread Wallet. They're built into Binance, the whole 9 yards. So this is happening. The difference is, like, Cody, you're just paying attention, and the average fuckhead isn't.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he's
most
been paying
people.
attention since we started talking about
Oh,
this.
yeah.
We actually started taking action, then that's why he's making good money on it.
Cody is doing way better than I was when I was 25.
Oh, you're only 25? Shit.
Yeah, he is killing the game. Oh, Diary of a Black Nerd, you need to hit me up, bro. I got you. Hit me up on Instagram. We will talk. Yeah, man, I think that's that.
Only one more, which is basically it's an interconnected peer-to-peer network.
Yes.
So if I give it to you, if you just give me your address, I might not even know who you are.
Right.
I don't have to trust you or anybody else. Once I send it to you, or send it to an anonymous address, it's gone. I don't have it. You have it. You don't have to trust that you'll be able to receive it. Once it's confirmed on the blockchain, it will show up no matter what.
Yes.
And so it's public and it's trustless. Whereas with Libre coin or Facebook, it is not peer-to-peer. It goes through a central failure point, which is Facebook itself, and through these other friends of theirs, Visa, MasterCard, all sorts of other companies.
Yep. And if they don't like what you have to say, or they have Facebook. It was just recently leaked that they had a protocol mentioning, like, labeling people as hate agents.
Yeesh.
And
thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
So, if you're labeled as a hate agent, they'll just be like, oh, looks like somebody's trying to send Charlie $50,000 to fund his show about cryptocurrency. We don't like that. Nope, cancel. Yeah. And then you're fucked. But if somebody wants to send him money in cryptocurrency, it's not going to be stopped. You can't stop it. It's 100% going to happen.
I don't even have to know who it is. Like, I put my thing for donations up on my show on the site.
Right.
I got $35 that went in my wallet like one day. I was like, who's at this? I have no fucking clue.
Yep. Yep. I've gotten a couple of donations as well. And then Diary of a Black Nerd, he is a man who actually lives in China. And he says, hey guys, it's WeChat. I literally don't carry cash anymore. WeChat is so convenient. So that's beautiful. Brent Wall says the downside is if you buy a 21 con ticket and pay in crypto, you can't dispute the charge. No, you cannot.
Yeah, just don't send anybody money that you don't want to pay. But,
yeah, if you're dumb enough to trust a guy that we call Red Pill Judas, you're gonna send him money on an irreversible platform. I mean, come on. You can't. You should send money. You should send me some free crypto too. I mean, come on, Brenton. Brenton, you're worrying me a little bit. You're asking me, what are you doing that you're gonna break your treasure? Are you fucking like a full combat guy?
He wants to just cross all of his T's, dot all of his I's, make sure he's doing it right.
Fair play. I like it. All right, guys. So that's gonna pretty much do it today. Yep. That's the difference between Bitcoin and Libra. Libra is not even really a cryptocurrency. It's more of like a pay medium, if you will.
Yeah,
it's
like between banks and PayPal.
Yeah, and it's the guys behind it are evil, funding it. MasterCard, PayPal, all these people. So these big corporations, they don't really have anything but their interest in mind, not yours. Don't believe any other thing other than that. That's going to do it. So go ahead and check out Charlie at cultivatecrypto.com and check him out on his YouTube channel. He has just broke 100 subscribers. We're trying to get him to 1,000 by the end of the year. Also with his Twitter. Body Language Mastery, guys. The private webinars will be starting here. I'm just going to take a shower, and then I'm going to send out the email with the Zoom webinar link. So for all you guys that are in the Body Language Mastery course, you will be able to participate in today's webinar. So go ahead and keep an eye on your email. I'm literally going to shut this down. I'm going to hop in the shower. and then I am going to fire up the webinar, and we're gonna go. I'm feeling energetic. Last night we did the introductions, so it's gonna be a lot more smoother this time around. We got the introductions over. We filling people into the Facebook group, and Charlie, you gonna be joining us?
Yeah, probably. I'll
Okay.
try to jump in. I'll definitely be in our morning, which would be their evening.
Right.
But yeah, I'll definitely try to jump in tonight too.
So we're going to be firing up the webinar in about, give or take 20, 30 minutes. And then, we'll catch you guys tomorrow on Interview with the Man, my show. And then tomorrow, Cultivate Crypto on Charlie's show.
Sounds good.
Until then, boys, we will catch you next time. Have a wonderful day. And see you guys in the webinar who are Body Language Mastery students. Peace out.